Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today we are here again with LMP2 at Monza. I went into the game to make a video, and they were the first race that was scheduled, so I said why not. I like LMP2 and I think I can do better. And yeah, qualifying didn't went so good. I was 6th, but my time was I think more than a second slower than the pole lap, and I just didn't feel the best with the car, but still I decided to give it a shot and see what can happen. As Murray Walker once said, anything can happen, and it usually does. So yeah, this is the replay of my qualifying lap, and it was relatively clean except for a few lockups under the braking, but still I risked this time with making the brake force a bit higher, and in the race that kinda paid off because I was a beast on the brakes compared to others. And yeah, I use no assists, and this car has no ABS, so it was all on me. So that was qualifying, and now let's go for a start. So I was kinda close to the car in front.
Green flag, green flag.
And that was a problem. I had to dart right and touch the car that was beside me, but still I had a good start. And yeah, I almost blew here. I have my both front tires locked, but I managed to not touch anyone until they started to sandwich me and kick me and push me out of the truck into the gravel. But still, we survived. I was still in P6, which I was when the race started, and that was all that was, well, important for me that time. I wanted to remain in the position. Then I used errors of others who missed their braking points or spun, and I got into P5, and we set onto the chase towards front 4. So this is the replay of the start from trackside camera. The leader had a good run on everyone. I don't know how he managed to be so far ahead of everyone, but still. So you can see here I lock up, most of us lock up, and then the purple and the grey car push me each from each side and push me out of truck. But yeah, I recover, and the grey car has, that's white and black actually, they had a good slipstream on me, and I took a defensive line, but they missed the braking point and went across the chicane as a purple car spun out. So both of my nemesis from turn 1 had problems, and this is where it is now. Another car from in front spun at the exit of LMP2, so that's another position gained, and that's P4. We now have a chance to settle into the race and try to achieve a good result. of the cars in front are actually fighting over a second and third, and that's allowing me to keep touch on them. It's just up 2 and I feel good for this race. The car in front, I think it's in the blue car, he has nice advantage over others, and I thought, well, maybe I could get a second place in this race, and let's try to do it. I noticed I was much faster than those ahead of me on brakes into Ascari, and especially on brakes into the 2 chicanes at turn 1 and turn 5 it is. So yeah, I decided to try to use that, especially because I also noticed that I wasn't that fast out of Parabolica, and on the straight I was losing time to anyone who was near me.
Time 1:42.20.
So second and third are fighting into chicane. There's some lockups, and this is a great chance for me. I decided to bounce instantly because you can't let them recover. And yeah, that's into Lesmo 1, P3. He tries to come back, but I'm again stronger on the brakes, and he chooses not to put the nose in and risk us colliding. So P3 in lap 3, and yeah, this race all of a sudden seemed super positive for me. And still, I felt good on the brakes. I could brake hard, I could brake late, and there were no lockups. So, I mean, there were some, but minuscule lockups that didn't even feel like they did anything to ruin my performance through that corner. So yeah, it was a fantastic race for me from Phil's side. Yeah, there is also now an attack. As I said, I'm still out of Parabolica, so they attacked me on the main straight, but as you can see, again, I'm so much better on the brakes, and I'll show that even now in the replay. I think what my problem was is that I was going too early on apex in Parabolica, so on the exit I had to wait a bit to apply throttle, and that's what allows them to be side by side with me. But then here on the brakes and no lockups, I mean, and this shot looks amazing, so yeah, I loved it very much. the end of lap 4, and I'm under attack from the same guy. This time I give him inside and I'm sure he's gonna pass me. He's already ahead of me, but again on the brakes I managed to, even with a small lockup, I managed to just outbrake him and stay on track in the corner and keep my position in P3 podium. I think he also tries to have a run here in second chicane, but again I'm better on the brakes and I keep my position. So here it is again. Yes, I think he again had a later apex than me, and that allowed him to have a better exit speed on the straight and attack me in the first corner. Yeah, I actually liked this battle. It was clean, it was interesting, and it made for a good time of racing. And here we come to my only big mistake, where I thought I ruined my race. I actually thought that I touched the grass here while driving, but it seems from replay that it was just a bump caught at the wrong angle and at the wrong time. So the black car finally gets its chance to overtake me. I tried to keep him on the inside of Parabolica to maybe ruin his exit speed, but I went too wide and I had to correct, and yeah, that was it. P3 lost, P4 still good result, 2 places up from where I qualified, and the race was still long, so there is still time to maybe improve or maybe lose it. As you can see, still holding strong on the brakes and getting pretty close to him through the first 2 corners. Then through Cura Grande he gets a few, I think a 10th or 2 on me, but that's just how I had this race. I had problems with accelerating out of corners, and this is where I thought, oh no, my concentration is out of the room and I'm now just gonna sink down and not have a good race until the end. It was still a bit about half race to the end, or a bit less. But yeah, just a lap after mistake here again. Strong braking performance and nice path through Ascari chicane, and on we go. Nothing is done yet. And you wouldn't believe my surprise when I came to this corner and I saw a blue car in the gravel trap that was leading the race, and that meant that probably the fastest driver on this grid went down the order and that I'm back into the podium position. This was my only track limits violation now at the entry of the Ascari, and the black car loses it at the exit of Ascari. So in space of 4 corners, maybe 20 seconds, I gained 2 positions by drivers in front of me losing it at the exit of the corner. So now it's P2. Leader has a few seconds ahead of me. I think it was around 3 seconds here. So yeah, that's at P2. I have a good advantage ahead of the car in third, and I was ready to cruise to the end. But then there was this yellow flags all of a sudden and a car blocking the road. I wasn't sure will he reverse or go forward, so I couldn't decide on which side to pass him, but in the end I chose behind him and he also chose to move forward, so it all ended without tears. But yeah, that was a scary moment. All of a sudden I see yellow flashing lights ahead and a car blocking the road. Here I still have one more replay to show. He just moved slightly enough for me to pass without going on the grass, and yeah, I survived that. I also gained about a second on the car ahead because he was very close to the accident when it happened and he lost some time. I also started to lock up a bit more here near the end of the race. After the house spin I had at Tascari, I flat spotted my tires and they were very easy to lock. So lap 11, I think it's penultimate lap, or I think there will be 2 laps still to go, I'm not sure, but yeah, nice clean through the first chicane, nice advantage ahead of a guy behind, and a bit far away to try and attack the leader, so I decided just to stay calm and bring this car home. But as luck would have it, a driver in front of me decided that he had different plans, so I had again a small lock up into the corner 1, and on the exit of the first chicane he loses it in the final lap and spins out of the race for the win. He still was in P3, I think, but yeah, all of a sudden I'm in the lead with less than a lap to go, to 2/3 of the lap to go, and everything seemed fine. Behind me was a driver in 14th who was a lap behind, but I noticed that he was for some reason much faster than I am, so here I was thinking maybe I should let him, but then maybe I make a mistake in the next corner and second place catches me, so I decided to see what will be through Ascari. He gained because I made a mistake, and I decided, yeah, on the final straight, on this straight before Parabolica, I will let him pass. I don't want to risk him colliding into me, checking that he actually is a lap down, and yeah, I let him pass and cleanly bring the car home for yet another victory. Second race in LMP2 and already a win. That's something that I could get used to. Hopefully there will be more LMP2 races in beginners. I'm very close to getting silver rating so that I can access intermediate races, but I think I'll still want to race in beginners just to gain more experience. Here is the replay of me letting this driver passed, and a replay of me finishing the race. And that will be all from me for this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and if you have something to add, please comment, and I'll see you in the next one.